It is time to remove police from the exclusive list. We saw how they were manipulated in Abuja. Joe Igbokwe, welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Joe Igbokwe, who was the spokesperson for the All Progressive Congress APC Lagos State chapter and chieftain, has taken to his official Facebook handle to reveal that it is time to remove the Nigerian police from the exclusive list, adding that they can be easily manipulated by some top politicians in the country. Well, for the first time in a very long time, Joe Igbokwe is beginning to, speak up when it comes to things that are really, really necessary. Kudos to him. Uncle Joe, we are going to be sending one bottle of champagne. Okay, for those who are not actually following, in Lagos State, there was actually, a scene. Will I say a scene? Something happened that is going to be remembered for a very long time. What happened was actually some people all the way from Abuja, some policemen or security operatives, but policemen they actually sent all the way from Abuja, from the IGP, the Inspector General of Police, and Malami, according to the team lead who led the team there. They went there, and I think they went for a demolition in the Magodo Estate Phase 2 of Lagos State. And so they did this, and the residents of those particular area called out to the governor of Lagos State, and he actually answered them, and he went there, and unfortunately, should I say unfortunately, things did not go as planned. One would think, okay, as he actually went there, after speaking with them, they would leave the place. But unfortunately, they did not leave. They actually told him that, I'm sorry, of course, which was not it was not an offense. He did not, talk down. So people will come with the notion of saying this policeman, they talk down, but it is not true. The policeman, the team lead for that particular operation, came out, and when he was asked how many people were actually on ground for the operation, he said he could not tell because it was for security reasons. And when the Lagos State governor spoke to him and said, that I'm in charge here, I'm the chief security officer of the state, I demand you vacate this place. They said they can't. Asking him, okay, can you call the IGP them so you can speak to them? The officer said, no, sir, I cannot call him, sir, because I don't have such powers to call my boss. I think you are going to be in the right position to call them and ask them. There were a lot of reactions pertaining this particular issue. There were a lot of reactions. A lot of people came out and they were like, no, now, this is an insult and it is not supposed to. But me, I'm saying the person at fault here, believe me, these police officers are just tools. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, it might even still bounce on them for a crime that they did not commit. They're actually not the problem here. The problem was actually the IGP or the Malami AGF, the Attorney General of the Federation, who should have placed a courtesy call. Hello, sir, Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, please, good evening, sir, or good morning, or good afternoon. Please, so thing is happening in the so area of Lagos State. Please, this and this and this will happen. And if he wants to now step in and say, okay, why did this happen? If he wants to follow up from there, fine and good. At least Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu will actually know that this thing is bound to happen. So when the citizen called him, he would have already, things would have, they would have gone back and forth or maybe resolved the issue. But this one, he was not even in the know. A lot of people came out and, they were like, the police officers, they did this. And me, I'm saying no. Actually, yes. And the order of hierarchy, the Malami, who is closer to the president, might, I'm not really sure here, might be higher than the Lagos State governor, but does not mean that he has, when it comes to territory now, that he has the right to do what he did. Absolutely not. He's not supposed to. Does not mean he was supposed to do what he did when it comes to territory, sincerely, because this is, Governor of Lagos State territory. Anything that is happening, he is supposed to be aware of that. Okay, so let's find out what actually Joe Igbokwe has to say about this. Stay with us. The news in detail. while sharing on his official Facebook handle, the exceptional boisterous All Progressive Congress APC supporter and special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on drainage and water resources, Joe Igbokwe made it known that the Nigerian police were terribly manipulated by some top politicians last year in Abuja during a crisis in Aspanda Market in Lagos. Further speaking, the outstanding politician also revealed that police brutality has extended to Magodo in Lagos State. His post reads, "It is time to remove police from the exclusive list. We saw terrible manipulation of police by Abuja last year in a Aspanda Market crisis in Lagos, and today the abuse has been extended to Magodo, Lagos. This is sad, and if you ask me, I would say that I fully support Joe Igbokwe on this one. A lot of Nigerian police are being used by some top politicians for their own selfish interest, and I think it is time for the federal government to do something about it before it gets out of hand. Many Nigerians have been complaining of police brutality, and according to Joe Igbokwe, the Nigerian police has to be removed from the exclusive list." Well, for a very long time, like I said earlier, this is like one of the most, apart from him coming out to attack, to say things that, we feel this is actually not really necessary. This one is making sense. This one is making. Joe Igbokwe is beginning to communicate well. Yes, he has. He is now beginning to make sense with more of his, with this one is like in a very long time, like I said earlier, in a very, very long time, this is one of his posts. This is time we need people to come out and say, no, this thing that this person did is not supposedly supposed. I mean, it is not even supposed to happen at all. But this happened. And of course, people are going to be coming out to say, this one you're coming out to speak, is it because he affected yoga? No, far from it, sincerely, far from it. If this has happened to, if for instance, those involved, how am I going to put it now? Those involved were what am I even trying to communicate? Well, I'm not going to be vouching for Joe Igbokwe. He can, tomorrow now he can say something else that is not even supposedly necessary. But this is how it's supposed to be. Speaking up for injustice, not minding who is there. It is supposed to be equality we're preaching. This is the equality we are preaching about. I mean, the equity we are preaching about. When you speak up for something that happened in this part of the country, you speak up in one that happened in the other part. You don't close them out because at the end of the day, you're saying this one does not concern me or my people are there. Okay, on this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. And until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.